I remember seeing advertisements for Over the Garden Wall back in 2014. Cartoon Network played the same commercial around the same time 2 weeks before the show aired. And I never expected that this would become one of my favorite pieces of animation. Over the Garden Wall is a mini-series created by storyboard artist Patrick McHale. The show is about two brothers, Wirt and Greg, traveling through a world called the Unknown, trying to find their way back home. I know I just gave you a really simple explanation of the show, but that's kind of the best way to explain it. The show starts with a very simple premise, but then grows into this grand experience. I have many reasons for loving this show, and it's really hard just to pick one thing to focus on. I love it so much, I've made it a personal tradition of mine to watch the show every year around the same time it originally aired. Watching it again this year, what really stuck out to me this time was how creative the show is, and also how it plays with your expectations. The show feels so authentically original, with its character design, its story, and all the little mysteries thrown out in between. Every ounce of the show feels new and fresh and insanely creative. Sure, you can find influences to classic works like The Monomyth or Dante's Inferno, or even old 1930 cartoons. But it's so deep-rooted in this classic fairy tale and old folktale style to where all of the influences feel very special and work really well with the setting of the show. I really love how the story beats are introduced. The show only provides you the right information you need at a time, so you never feel too overwhelmed by the unknown, both literally and metaphorically. Little things like learning the relationship of Wirt and Greg, or maybe just learning a little bit about the world, or something that ties back to a previous episode. McHale could have easily gone with an Alice in Wonderland type approach, and could have just thrown everything at us, but he didn't. The dialogue is so precise and purposeful that it makes you hang on every word in the story, and it makes you take the story in at a slower pace. You may think you'll figure out what's going on, but since everything is being given in small doses, you start to wonder and question yourself when you learn something new, much like the characters do. One example of this is, for a large majority of the show, we don't know what the beast actually is. Is it a creature? Is it a person? Or something entirely different? The beast is the antagonist of the show, and again, we're unsure of what we should be afraid of, just like the brothers are. I don't want to give too much away, but I love the expectation of Gregory. The show's clear focus is on Wirt and Beatrice, and their character arc. But with Greg, he's the funny part of the show, which is an actual quote from Greg's actor.
I play Gregory, and he is the funny part of the show.
And it's an absolute fact. A lot of the jokes that Greg says always makes me laugh, and I just love his character. But then, as the series goes on, even Greg realizes that he can't be funny all the time. At one point, he's left with a choice of continuing to be funny, or maybe trying to fix the problem that he might have caused. It's a beautiful scene and one of my favorites in the series, and it really shows how much you can do with someone who's just the comic relief. This was Cartoon Network's first ever miniseries, and it blew our expectations out of the water. Cartoon Network truly gave us something wonderful. It's funny, heartwarming, heartbreaking, silly, scary, creepy, intriguing, fun. It's a show that continues to inspire myself and pushes me to work harder so that I can create something just as unique as this show. It's my all-time favorite TV show, miniseries, piece of animation ever. And you better believe this won't be the last video I'll make about it. And that's a rock fact.